Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! I must say that is a really beautiful thumbnail that I created of Freya Skye for you guys who were fans of Freya's performances at the Worlds Collide Tour this summer. You guys have deserved far better videos about the Worlds Collide Tour, mind you, for a very long time now, and I just wanted to be that guy to create those videos for you because I've never felt more honored to be in your guys' presence talking about your favorite stars and your favorite moments from the Descendants Zombies Worlds Collide Tour this summer, making it the greatest summer of my life. And to be honest with each and every one of you, I'm very frank, there is a Michael Myers Halloween Marathon happening right now on AMC for Fear Fest. It kicks off the countdown to Halloween. And because I don't like those movies, I'm here with each and every one of you. I was never a fan of Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger, but that's what's happening right now on AMC, and everybody's really excited about the countdown of Halloween. As much as I appreciate people throwing up their photos of their celebrating of Halloween, having all their decorations out on October 1st, I think I would much rather talk about Descendants of Zombies for each and every one of you. And just to let you guys know what's up, what's going to be happening on this YouTube channel all throughout the month of October, we've got a lot happening here. I've got a lot to get to because we've got Freya Skye's birthday, Ruby Rose Turner's birthdays happening back to back. The countdown to Halloween will be happening for us on this YouTube channel, and I'm really excited about it. So if you had not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you're probably going to want to do that because I'm really afraid of Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger. I have nightmares about them all the time, and I would much rather talk to you guys about Descendants of Zombies because I really do believe that Freya Skye is well on her way to superstardom and going down in history for being one of the greatest of all time. And I say that with all of my heart because I really do believe in you guys being fans of Freya Skye. You guys know what you want, and you can spot talent, which is a tremendous ability to have and really a gift. And you guys know talent when you see it, and you show it to Freya Skye every single time. So do I think she deserves to be criticized? No, I don't. I've been able to talk about and profile some of the greatest of all time, from Hilary Duff to Ashley Tisdale to Miley Cyrus to Selena Gomez to Demi Lovato to Taylor Swift. I've seen the best of them come and go, but I think that Freya Skye is overflowing with talent, and once it's discovered and her fullest potential is realized and her maximum potential finally happens for her and she realizes she's a breakout star ever before she does, that's going to be an amazing time for Freya because I think that the special things are in store for her future, and I'm just excited to be a part of it, just as each and every one of you are going to be a part of it, because this is really history in the making that we're all going to be a part of, and I couldn't be more honored to talk about Freya Skye on this show. You know, this girl has done everything with such passion. She's done everything with such desire. She's always wanted to be a part of the Descendants of Zombies as franchises, and she finally had the opportunity given to her. This was her first breakout role in the Zombies movie, her first movie ever. And I remember her being so excited when she was first interviewed about it for the PR, and she was so thrilled to be working with Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim, such inspirations to her. She grew up watching the Zombies franchise. She grew up with zombies, and it's such an honor for her to be a part of it, and I really think she's made the most of it. This karate fighting chick was really cool to add into the Zombies franchise because it added a lot of unpredictable moments for Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires that I was really excited for, because I think it was a beautiful way to set up the introduction of the Victor and Nova characters. Malachi Barton's character Victor, of course Freya Skye's character Nova, seeing each other in their dreams. It was a beautiful way to introduce us to what these characters were going to be about and really their story. But perhaps the most beautiful thing about Victor and Nova's story is we haven't seen or heard the story yet, and by the time we see and hear the story, by the time Zombies 5 happens, regardless if it's 5 years away, it's going to be an exciting time to become a fan of Descendants of Zombies if you aren't already. I think the time has never been more apparent to become a fan of Descendants of Zombies and join the support train, because I want to ride this one on out through, off into the sunset for these stars, because I really do believe they are going to be some of the greatest of all time. And I say this because if you can always present the argument of how Miley Cyrus and the stars of High School Musical have become some of the most revered and greatest of all time, if Miley Cyrus can go down in history for being the youngest Disney legend ever to do it, then I think your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars can happen that for that same conversation. They can be up for that same conversation, and I forever and always will support them from beginning to end, because I really do believe that this story is far from over. I saw Miley Cyrus accept the award for being the youngest Disney legend in history, and the first thing I thought about last year was, what about your favorite Descendants of Zombie stars? I think never enough respect can be shown to them, enough prosperable things can happen for them, and I think that more people on their YouTube channels in the way of reviews for Descendants and Zombies could be offering them more prestigious reviews and collaborating better videos for each and every one of you who are watching the same 5 Descendants and Zombies videos every night because you prefer those videos over the videos that are filled with criticism. Because that's what's happening on YouTube. People are capitalizing on the popularity of a franchise that's become so beloved and its stars, and really trying to just get you to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. I've wanted you to hit the subscribe button because I think you're a fan of Descendants and Zombies, or at least I can hope that you're a fan of Descendants and Zombies. One can only hope that. I don't want you to hit the subscribe button for YouTube partnership program opportunities, monetization opportunities like most people would. I want you to hit the subscribe button because you're a fan of Descendants and Zombies and join me on this incredible journey, because that's what it's been. Watching the rapid ascension of Freya Skye like fire to the top of the Billboard chart because of songs like Gold's Gone and Fake It was a tremendous honor of mine, and I've seen some of the best of them ascend to the top of the Billboard chart, from the Backstreet Boys back in 1996 to the Spice Girls by 1998 to Britney Spears by 1999 to NSYNC by the turn of the millennium in the year 2000, going down in history for being some of the greatest boy bands in the history of music. It really says a lot when you've seen the best of them come and go. But the greatest honor of my life, I think, in all my years of being a podcast host for whatever niche I was providing commentary for, was to provide you commentaries and analogies on Descendants and Zombies, because I think a greater appreciation and a passion really has existed and happened for me for Descendants and Zombies. I really discovered myself, I reinvented my show, and I came back to a whole new niche and was able to broadcast to a whole new audience for the first time in over almost a decade. It's truly an honor for me to be able to talk about Descendants and Zombies for each and every one of you, because I think one of the most beautiful stories has yet to be told for Victor and Nova, and I'm just really excited to be here to be a part of it. A story between a daywalker and a nightwalker based on mutual understanding for each other, mutual respect, a beautiful romance that will obviously be born because of this friendship, and I'm just excited to be a part of it, witnessing them share their first kiss, which a lot of people were really upset didn't happen by zombie spore down in the vampires. But what you've got to understand is the age factored in there. And of course, Meg Donnelly and Milo Manheim have contributed so much to the Zombies franchise that I guess they just left that distinction up to them. I have to tell you, though, seeing them share that kiss in that final scene, when their story had been realized to have been told and completed on top of the hill at the end of Zombies 4 Down to the Vampires, was beautifully done. And I think it was years in the making to hear them say the words, "I love you." I was waiting for them to hear the words, "I love you." I was waiting on that. That was one of the reasons why I tuned in to watch Zombies 4 Down to the Vampires. I was also interested in seeing if, in fact, we would see Victor and Nova kiss, but we're still waiting on that. So that's kind of our cliffhanger. But I can assure you that regardless of when and how it happens, it will happen for these two because they are adorable together. There's no denial coming from me about that. I really do believe that they are adorable together. I agree with every single person that holds the same belief I do about these two characters, because there's still so much of a mystery yet to uncover about Victor and Nova, how they saw each other in their dreams, what kind of conflictions and troubles their relationship or their friendship, whatever you refer to it as, will encounter, and what sacrifices they will make to protect each other remains to be seen in this franchise, with all the supernatural threats that could pose the greatest threats ever to Seabrook, depending on what's inside of that vortex. Some people have suggested mermaids. Some people have suggested sirens and pirates. I really appreciate the diversity of opinions and predictions of what's been made to be inside of that vortex. I'm the only guy on YouTube crazy enough to voluntarily jump inside of a vortex that's moving towards us to kill us all, to find out what's inside of it. So if Disney watches this podcast, I'm always ready to go for the fans of Descendants and Zombies, because I really do believe that there is a greater appreciation to be had for these franchises. For the life of me, I don't know why people have great difficulty understanding the relationship between Victor and Nova and things like what is a daywalker and what's a nightwalker. I think it's their way of kind of, shying away from what's actually reality when it comes to the Zombies franchise. I think what we have to do is talk about it for how revered it's become. Talk about the 250 million hours of screen time that's been put up for Zombies 4 Dawn of the Vampires. Talk about the 781 million hours of screen time that's happened for Descendants. And you'll have a greater appreciation coming away from your commentaries about Descendants and Zombies for the franchise and its fans. Tens of millions of people have gravitated towards this franchise, making it the most revered and most popular of all time, and I support it. And when I mean I support it, I really do support it. I think never enough support can be shown to these characters to give them incentive to keep going and keep pushing forward, because when Taylor Swift always ends up in the conversation and really is the focal point of what's happening in entertainment ever since 2008, when her debut album first premiered. It was revamped so many times by Big Machine Records. Paula Erickson couldn't put that album out there more enough than what she already had done. By 2006, the album was released. By 2008, it had been re-released so many times, and Taylor Swift had been convinced by many people to go down in history for being the greatest pop star of all time, eventually having a net worth of over $1.6 billion in revenue. If you can go down in history for having a net worth of over $1.6 billion in revenue, so too can Freya Skye, which is why I really agree with everybody's sentiment for Freya Skye in the comments of her music videos Gold's Gone on Vivo on YouTube, where they're saying that she's going to be the next Disney pop star. Give her time to evolve, which is a transformational period, a transformational analysis for Freya Skye, and by the time that happens, your predictions will hold to be true. I really do believe that Freya Skye is going to be something special and someone that we are never ever going to forget. I say this because it has a lot to do with appreciation for being lost in the moment with each and every one of you at the Worlds Collide Tour. If there was one moment that I could go back in time and relive over 1,000 times over, it will be when Freya Skye became emotionally overcome with emotion towards each and every one of you for being so appreciative of the moment following the performances of Gold's Gone in all the arena dates for all the venues. It was amazing seeing the emotion, how she was so overcome with emotion, and how she just broke down on stage because of each and every one of you. That shows appreciation for each and every one of you, not just for the moment, but for each and every one of you. And you guys had a feeling that was mutual towards Freya Skye because you really do believe that she's one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time already. She's going to go down in history for being one of the greatest pop stars of all time. I've had issues with the same 5 celebrities becoming a revolving door in entertainment, and this is coming from a guy who has seen the best of them come and go. You can't always rely on a Britney Spears, a Christina Aguilera, a Jessica Simpson to keep popping up all the time, a Lindsay Lohan, a Hilary Duff. You have to keep moving on with the times, and as the times change, you too have to change your perspective on the times and give better analogies and better commentaries on who you think can be a prediction to be the greatest of all time. Taylor Swift was a long shot. She had a long way to go in 2006, but she got there because of the support of over 100 million people who gravitated towards Taylor Swift and her vision for the future. And the same thing is happening for Freya Skye. It may not be as noticeable as what it was for Taylor Swift, but in 10 years from now, she's going to be something really special. And I'm just really excited to be here to help you make sense of it and to experience it with each and every one of you, because it really has become the greatest honor of my life. The song Gold's Gone is a really beautiful song that really puts in perspective how far a person can go in life and how far life can take them and how rewarding life can actually be. Working alongside Malachi Barton was a blessing for her in disguise because of the chemistry being off the charts. When they were first on the set of Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, Meg Donnelly, Milo Manheim, all the writers and producers of the production team noticed undeniable chemistry, and they took full advantage of it. That duet for Rewrite the Stars was beautifully collaborated, one of the best that was ever put together for a chapter of the Zombies franchise. And it will be a song that will be listened thousands of times over for the next at least 5 years, better part of half of a decade. When you talk about all of the most popular vampire franchises of all time, Twilight, The Vampire Diaries, True Blood, I don't think anything really comes as close to how revered the Zombies and Descendants franchises have become for its overwhelming popularity and its positive messages, its music, its story. Everything about it, when you talk about a backdrop for this movie, really fell into place. And it was so significant. It was really a moment in time that you wish you could have froze and stayed in for forever and always, because of how Victor and Nova had seen each other in this reoccurring dream, how they were following in the footsteps of Zed and Addison's story, with so much more of a beautiful story yet to be told. They really are mirror images of each other, these 4 individuals are, and I really do believe that Victor and Nova have a chance of becoming one of Disney's most revered power couples. I suggested on a lot of shows that I did for Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, and Zombies 5 updates that Zed and Addison will go down in history for being one of the most revered couples in Disney Channel history. and no doubt they will. But I think Victor and Noah are well on their way to becoming just that for this new generation of fans. Now, I know a lot of people will be teenagers by the time Zombies 5 happens, but it will trigger a lot of memories for you being a fan of the original trilogy, Zombies Swore Down of the Vampires, and it will make you more appreciative of what Zombies has yet to happen because of all the supernatural characters that will see their introduction into the franchise, how many unpredictable storylines will happen, what has yet to be created. Because I think never enough creative energy can be exemplified and showed for a franchise that exemplified the power of friendship, the power of true love existing for anybody out there. And it really does exist for anybody out there. Victor and Nova did a great job of putting emphasis on that. And I give them a profound amount of credit for being able to do that in such an emphatic way. Because we can't always rely on Troy Bolton and Gabriela Montez to keep on popping up because of High School Musical's unprecedented success. They've long surpassed us. And I really do believe that these new stars of this new generation Disney is trying to promote are doing a fabulous job because they believe in the franchises just as much as the fans of it, who have incredibly supported it so much. It is truly unbelievable and really undeniable, the passion that we all share in for Descendants of Zombies. The quality of the merch that you guys buy for Descendants of Zombies is off the charts. The dolls for Descendants of Zombies, absolutely mind-blowing to me, and I think that never enough credit and respect can be shown to these stars for how far this franchise has come because of each and every one of them. I really do love photoshopping your favorite stars too. I have to say that photoshopping Freya Skye really has become an honor of mine. I look forward to doing it every single night. This is one of the most beautiful thumbnails I've ever created for Freya Skye, and if you believe so, you can hit the subscribe button for this YouTube channel because I never know how much of a reach every video I'm going to upload about Freya Skye has, but it's undeniable how popular she's become with Descendants of Zombies fans from all walks of life and all over the world. There is such a cultural diversity with Descendants of Zombies, and I've never been more appreciative to talk about a franchise that's captivated millions of people for just how undeniably beloved this franchise has really become. It's the most beloved franchise in at least the last 15 years because 15 years ago High School Musical and Hannah Montana were at the heights of unprecedented for Disney Channel, and they had become so revered. But I really don't think that anything is ever going to come close to how popular Descendants of Zombies is. And it has a lot to do with the story and the exemplification of how powerful a friendship and how true love really is. Because sometimes a lot of people in everyday life kind of tend to take it for granted. And I've never been one of those guys to actually do it because I have a greater appreciation for how a girl feels. Because what a guy really needs to understand is how a girl just wants to make everybody in her life happy, regardless of who they are or how she has to do it. All she ever wants to do is make everybody in her life happy. And I think that that's something very important for everybody to understand. Because if you can understand how a girl wants to make everybody in her life feel happy and appreciated, then you have something special to think about. And I think that more relationships will turn out for the better. And I think that Victor and Nova's relationship in Zombies Swore Down of the Vampires did a fabulous job really illustrating that and putting that into perspective for everybody who became a fan of a franchise such as Descendants of Zombies because of a relationship such as Victor and Nova's. These stars will never be seen or heard from again when it comes to Disney Channel. That is the reality that we are faced with as fans of Descendants of Zombies, is that we will never see stars like this ever again come through the doors of the Disney franchise. These are stars of extreme rarity. And because they are stars of extreme rarity, I think more of a chance needs to be taken on them. And the most of the opportunity has to be taken full advantage of. So if you want to give them more exposure, the best way to do that is to have them be a part of Leg 2 of the Worlds Collide Tour, because there is still so much more of a story and so much more of a global reach for them yet to be had. There is still so much more opportunities for merchandise to be sold for Descendants of Zombies, no matter what part of the franchise you're talking about, past or present. There is still so much more of an opportunity for more beautiful music to be collaborated and recorded for the Zombies and Descendants franchises that will really captivate millions of people. There is always an opportunity to create new storylines with a franchise. So for those of you who believe, the critics out there saying that they're running out of stories for Descendants of Zombies to tell you guys, then I think you should pretty much reconsider your opinion. Because there is still so much more of a story yet to be told for the Descendants of Zombies franchise that I'm really excited to be a part of and really honored to be here in your guys' presence talking about. Because there is no greater thrill in this lifetime than knowing that you're creating great videos for people who are fans of a franchise that has become so beloved. and so revered, because there is no denial coming from me about understanding how revered Descendants of Zombies actually is. Why is it so revered? Because of characters like Victor and Nova, whose exemplification of just how far a friendship can take people in this lifetime truly is spectacular, and truly is something that I will never ever forget as a fan of these franchises. The reason why I became a fan of these franchises had everything to do with the persuasion that you guys were giving me, and the incentive you were presenting me with, the argument you were presenting me with, if you would, to take a chance on these franchises. And undeniably, you guys were right. That's the beautiful thing about fans of Descendants of Zombies. They know what they want, and they know who and what they love, and that's something that's really special about Descendants of Zombies, and how they have this never say die, never quit on you attitude. Because when you guys could have subscribed to anybody else on YouTube, you chose to take a chance on me because you saw the good in me when nobody else ever could. And because you saw the good in me because nobody else ever could, this YouTube channel became the most revered and one of the most popular, if not the most popular, Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel in the world. Guys, seriously, thank you so much. Because of each and every one of you, I will now upload Descendants of Zombies videos every night for the rest of my life. And I will be here to talk about Descendants of Zombies for you for the foreseeable future. Counting you down to Descendants 5, Book of Wonderland, Zombies 5 when it eventually happens. I don't think I believe the release window suggesting as late as 2028, because that seems like forever away. I know how it must feel for fans of Descendants of Zombies who want to see it happen quicker, but everything can't happen overnight. There has to be a budget allocated. A budget has to drop. Once that's dropped, of course, a new storyboard has to be developed and presented. There's a lot that goes into a production like this. It's going to be worth about $5 million by the time that they allocate the budget and it finally drops. But I think that the thing that I'm really excited about for the foreseeable future is all your guys' predictions. Because I think never enough fun can be had with predictions, because that's what really opens up the door to broaden our imagination when it comes to, the fans. Because I think that hearing your predictions early on about mermaids and witches and sirens and pirates makes for an unpredictable time for all fans of these franchises, fans of Descendants of Zombies, because we still have a long way to go. And I'm just excited to be a part of it. I'm just excited to sit in this chair and talk about Descendants of Zombies for the foreseeable future, even if that means for the rest of my life, because I too am a fan of Victor and Nova. I too am a fan of these franchises and realize the profound impact that these franchises have had on my heart. I really do believe in these franchises, and if you're asking me if it were up to me, I really wish that these franchises could last for forever. Because you see, I have an issue with how franchises have to be said goodbye to after so long, after a trilogy or a 4-season TV series happens for Disney. They really need to get past that. That presents an issue. Because these stars are so passionate about everyone and everything they believe in. Kylie Cantrell believes in Descendants so much that she too wishes it could last for forever. She could be singing Descendants songs when she's 30 years old. I've heard her say that on podcast interviews more recently. And I really do believe that the Zombies franchise is something special. It saw its fair share of criticism, especially Zombies 4, Dawn of the Vampires, but because of the beauty exemplified by Freya and Skye, it got over. And it won one over the critics, and it will forever and always hold a special place in each and every one of your hearts. And for that, I couldn't be more honored to talk to you about Descendants of Zombies while showcasing it for its true prestige and its true honor. After all the accomplishments it's achieved, all the awards it's been the recipient of, there is still so much more of an opportunity to create and so much magic yet to be witnessed. From the unveiling of what's inside of that vortex to what's the next chapter in Victor and Nova's story. I've never felt so honored to be a part of it, and I'm really excited for the foreseeable future. So if you would love to come on this journey with me, please hit my subscribe button. Please hit my like button. If you love my thumbnail of Freya Skye I created for you guys, which I love photoshopping, hit the like and subscribe button, and be sure to ring my bell to stay up to date with notifications about everything happening on this YouTube channel. Because this really has been the greatest honor of my life, being in your guys' presence, profiling everything Descendants of Zombies, and uploading hundreds of videos of Descendants of Zombies that I've created for you. Because all I ever wanted to do was for my voice to be heard and for me to be seen in front of a global audience talking about the franchises that have become so revered and everything Disney and Nickelodeon related. This has been so much fun and really has been the greatest honor of my life, being in your presence talking about franchises that have meant so much and become so near and dear to your heart. Franchises you're never letting go of because of all the memories that's happened for you because of it. Memories that have yet to be created, because one had best believe that these franchises have stories that are far from over. And because they have stories that are far from over, I'm just excited to be a part of it. I'm just excited to be like each and every one of you, not knowing what's going to happen next from one moment to the next with these two franchises. Because if you ask me, I don't know what's going to happen in Descendants of Zombies because I'm just like each and every one of you. If I knew what was going to happen next, I would tell you. But the best I can do at this point is just offer you predictions. But that's what makes it so fun, being a fan of Descendants of Zombies. Not knowing what the foreseeable future has in store, and just knowing we're going to be a part of it. And we're going to be a part of it together, because this is history, ladies and gentlemen, that we are all going to be a part of. Guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight as the sun is officially set on all of our lives. Keep kindness in your heart, because kindness really does go further than many of us tend to realize and often forget about in this world. And just stay calm and zombie on into the foreseeable future, because it's never been a more exciting time to be a fan of Descendants of Zombies. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to upload this video to my YouTube channel. I will be back tomorrow morning as early as 8:35 a.m., between 8:35 and 9:05 a.m. to critique and break down everything Descendants of Zombies for you all over again, because there is no better niche I would love to provide commentary on for the rest of my life than Descendants of Zombies. Stay calm and zombie on, everybody, into the foreseeable future.